Men now view most women as dishonest.
Just miss my man. He got the prettiest smile I've ever seen in my life, y'all.
Men now view most women as dishonest. It was only a matter of time before this happened. Watch to the end of the video to fully understand why men now view most women as dishonest and what the implications are for society going forward. And also, guys, don't forget to protect yourself online and your online privacy with NordVPN. Click the link in the description to get started and support the channel. Guys, women chose this for themselves, and now men are responding. Let's just go ahead and jump right into the video.
Like, every time I see him smile, I just be like, every time I see him smile, my world just really lights up because, girl, like, he just really deserves everything good that ever comes to him. He just so genuine and just so sweet, and I really love him down. You could never.
You see, guys, what's happening now is that women, they basically did horrible things to good men. They said horrible things to good men. And now men no longer trust women. And when men say, "Well, we don't trust you anymore," what they say is, "Oh, you have to trust us or you're a misogynist." Look at what's happening in the UK, where basically men and boys will now be reported if they are just suspected of being susceptible to misogyny. And now you also have a lot of women who are trying to kind of walk things back a little bit while saying, "Oh, we're not high maintenance. We'll basically," because they still want a millionaire man, but there's some of them are realizing that, hey, men are not even going to approach you anymore. So now they're basically trying to demand that men still approach them and men still pay for dates. And they're like, "Hey, we'll settle for less," when the reality is that, they know that men are now walking away.
Wanted to take you on a first date, right? What's the most I should spend on it as a man?
Max 150, but like if it just chill, then like I would say under 50.
How does it like?
It depends.
100.
But we're also from New York,
Yeah.
so that's the thing.
Expensive.
Like for $100 dinner is like any dinner.
Would you split the bill with me on the first date?
No.
Absolutely not.
Why are you against splitting the bill?
You're taking me out. I'm not
Yes,
taking.
exactly.
We're not friends. At that point, we're not friends. You're taking me out, right?
If a guy asks to take you on a date, he should pay.
At least,
I ask.
at least the first couple dates, if you want to impress her and be like the bigger guy, then yeah. If not, then remain as friends.
Now, what if I said, let's go to Pizza Hut, and it's no more than $30 for the two of us?
That's fine. It's a date.
It's still a
It's
date.
a date.
It's still a date.
It doesn't matter where. It could be.
You see, even McDonald's, listen to me, McDonald's is expensive these days. All right, you can go to McDonald's with a girl and spend $50 in New York. All right, I'm just being honest with you. And if she's a foodie, that's a $60 meal right there. Okay, at the end of the day, the truth be told, if just because a man asks a woman out, asks a woman out, does not mean that he's supposed to pay for her meal. All right, that used to happen back in the old days when women didn't have money, when women didn't have jobs, or they didn't make as much money as men. Women now, and then listen to what she goes. She says, at least for the first couple of dates. So basically, the man has to invest in the woman while receiving nothing in return. All right, and then they called it kindness, guys. This is the same BS that's been happening for ages. Oh, it's about kindness. It's about kindness. All right, guys. You know what else they call kindness? Socialism is kindness. All right, it's about kindness. Do you know how we ended up in the dark ages? Kindness, okay? Kindness. They talked about kindness, okay? About when the Roman Empire was about to collapse, basically they had run out of money, they had run out of other people's money because all of the money had been used to subsidize the living of women, and while the children of Chad and Tyrone were running wild, and all the other men had walked away. And this is what you ended up with. You ended up with, by the time the Roman Empire was collapsed, there was nothing there. It was they just needed, someone to come along, barbarians to come along and blow on it and knock it, and everything fell apart. And you have to understand that modern women, they play this game. They play this game because the moment they feel that things are too stable, they feel like they suddenly think like, "Oh, I deserve more. I deserve more. I deserve more. I want more, and I'm going to get it because Jesus is going to give it to me." This is the delusion that we live with, guys. And this is why so many men have decided that they're not even playing the game anymore. And when men say that, "I'm okay, I'm just going to stay alone, I'm going to stay by myself," what do women do? They attack. They go on the absolute attack. This is why men are so sick and tired of dates and relationships and going out there, because it's just not worth it anymore.
I wanted to take you on a first date. What do you expect out of it?
A good meal, like good conversation, and then like at the end, honestly, decide like if you think you're gonna work out or not.
Would you be open to kissing on the first date?
Depends on the vibes. I don't know.
What about sex?
Depends on the vibes. Probably not. I don't know.
Let me tell you something. You see, back in the old days, the idea was this. I take you for dinner and a movie, and then at the end of the evening, that would ultimately lead to physical intimacy. Unfortunately, it's been rigged for the longest time, where we have these Hollywood movies telling us that's the way it is, when the reality is that women are just using men to go out to get free meals. And it's especially in a bad economy where people can barely not afford anything. Women are doubling down on this lifestyle. It's sad, guys. Men are living under extreme amounts of tyranny right now. Extraordinary tyranny, where they're trying to destroy us because they do not like us. They do not want us in society. They want us gone so that they can do whatever they want. And even as men are walking away and going their own way, the attacks are not going to stop. It's an attack on men and boys. You have to understand that men are more hated than cockroaches. And women do not want good men. Women, basically, even in the worst of times right now, women are still looking for men that constantly stimulate their emotions and give them emotional highs and lows. They do not want good men.
Age?
25.
Are you single?
I am single.
How easy is it to get a man to commit to you?
Pretty easy if I like him enough.
Walk me through.
She has criteria.
Big, black, bald, bearded. That's my criteria.
But hold on. What's the difference between a big bald black man and a big bald white man, or a big bald Indian man?
One's white, one's black. That's the difference.
You don't think that's like superficial? You're just looking at the characteristics like that?
I can be superficial. I think when I'm living and dating to plan a future with somebody, I get to be superficial. I get to be picky.
So why limit yourself?
I just always saw myself dating a black man, so that's what I want. I want my kids to be black.
Was your ex big, bald, black, and bearded?
Woody was white. Woody was white. Woody was white. Which is when I realized I don't like white men. I don't want to date white men. There's too many logistics conversations after.
You see, guys, women don't want good men. It's not that she doesn't just want Woody, all right? She also doesn't want Michael that works in IT. She wants Jamal that just got out of prison. That's just how it is. They don't want good men, all right? And it's this notion that men are supposed to keep on providing. And if we go on a date, do not assume that I'm going to pay. We are two people. I'm sharing my time with you. All right, listen, me asking you on a date that's my job right there. My job is done. My job is done right there, okay? I actually had to do the hard work of actually having to ask you out. That's all right. You don't even want to do that. Guys, this is a joke. This is a joke society, clown society. And women think, this is what's amazing when it comes to women. They think that they rule over the state. They think that the state exists to do their bidding. They think that the state is theirs, and that if something happens in society, they will always be able to turn to simps, or they themselves will be able to overthrow the state. Like this is or take control of the state. Like they think the state exists to serve them. It's a delusional way of thinking. They look at what's happening to men, and they're like pushing more and more for men to be controlled, for men to lose everything, and they don't care because they don't realize that the state can, if once men are out of the picture, the state can do whatever it wants to. They think that men actually fear women. The reality that men don't comprehend is that they actually fear the state, because the state has the power to control, alt, delete you. The state has the power to take everything you own. The state has the power to deny you of your freedom. It's the state with the power. Women individually do not have a lot of power. Women collectively do not have a lot of power. Think about the logistics. The only thing that gives them power is their ability to get the state to do the things that they want it to do, and to use the powers given to them, privileges given to them by the state, to extract wealth and resources from men, but they don't have any actual power. All right, a bunch of women together. You put a bunch of women together in a very rough situation, and you can see how they perform. They're not warriors. They're not built to be. They're not built to suffer. You put a bunch of men together, and the men begin working to collaborate immediately and find common ground and solve the problem. Even if they don't like each other, they understand that, hey, we're not in the best of times. We need to step up and figure things out. We need to come up with a plan. Women, on the other hand, they will basically go just start chilling, and you guys, suddenly disease starts flying around. They start getting sick because they don't plan ahead. They don't have collective knowledge of survival. It's crazy. Men, on the other hand, you know, things like engineering, medicine, you know, uh, survival. These things come naturally to men. This is not to say they're not good women, not women who have these skill sets, but these things come naturally to men. For men, survival is a thing that's kind of built into us. The future for women is going to be one filled with a lot of hardship, where they're going to find themselves struggling to stay afloat financially. A lot of women are going to be facing poverty, living in shelters, extraordinary amounts of homelessness, and more men are just going to keep going MGTOW and walking away. That's really where things are headed. And by the way, guys, subscribe to our newsletter for my personal thoughts, insights, and a free copy of my ebook, The Blueprint for Escaping the Rat Race. Click the link in the description to get your free copy. Also, subscribe to the Angry Guy Clip channel, where we post shorter videos and video responses, and also the Angry Guy Live channel, where we live stream. Both channels are linked in the description. And finally, protect yourself online with NordVPN. Click the link in the description to get started and support the channel. What do you guys think regarding all of this? Men now view most women as dishonest. Let me know your thoughts, and we'll talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA. Men walking away. And cheers.